I'm Ryan Green.
And I'm Zack Taylor.
And together we are Commander Social. And this week we're going to be talking to you about our A1 bold predictions for Commander 2019.
Oh, yeah. Excited.
Yeah, super excited. I mean, this is like, our favorite time of year, and the Commander decks are coming out soon, and we don't know anything about them, and sounds like a great time to do some speculation.
Yep. It's definitely my favorite time of the year, The one product that is specifically for us. Like, it's time to get excited.
Hype! All right, so you can find me on Twitter at Green Geek.
You find me at Z4CK38, and together we're at Commander Social.
All right, and we just want to thank all of you out there in audience land for listening and watching. We really appreciate it, and there's a couple of things you can do for us. If you appreciate this, you can remember to like this video.
You can definitely subscribe.
And you can hit that bell for the ringy-ding notifications. Also, you can tell a friend, If you've got some friends that are into Commander, definitely let them know about us, and we'd really appreciate that. And if you want to be super duper awesome, you can join our Patreon, which is patreon.com/commandersocial.
Oh, we have a Patreon now?
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to do a thing where every week we give a shout out to one lucky patron. And this week it's one Mr. Phil DeLuca. Philly D.
Yep.
I just wanted to give a special shout out. Phil has been one of the people that's been asking us to do a Patreon for a long time. And he said, please tell me when it's going to happen because I want to get on it. So, and not only that, but he's just been super supportive throughout the years.
Agreed.
He's a fan, but he's also provided like help and insight. And Phil, we really appreciate you and thank you so much for being a Patreon.
Yep. And also for patrons this month, we're doing a breaking news.
All right. So something that just happened on Twitter. This episode's going to air on Tuesday, but this is Saturday. And there's a tweet from Magic the Gathering here that I'm going to read in its entirety. And then we're going to talk about it real quickly. So, two more exciting announcements coinciding with Throne of Eldraine from Mark's panel. Number one, 1v1 Brawl is coming to Arena later this year. Arena hype, Brawl.
It's not dead.
Yeah, well, we knew that this was going to, we've been wanting this for a long time.
Yeah,
and I am super pumped.
Yep,
okay.
I am too.
Second one, MTG Eldraine will also feature pre-constructed Brawl decks for tabletop play. Each deck will have 7 new mechanically unique cards. So that's pretty interesting.
That's pretty sweet. And you know what? I just remembered that I said, Gavin, I have an idea. What if a Brawl deck came out with each new set?
Oh, did you? Okay,
I did. That was a long time ago. I just remembered that. So got there.
Yeah, you know what, though? This is super exciting news.
Yeah, it really is.
Right? So there's a couple things I just want to hit super blazing fast, right? Number one, it's coming to Arena. Amazing, super awesome.
We're going to be streaming it all the time.
Yeah. And also, so here's the deal, right? That's going to have a command zone.
Yep.
Right? And it's going to have commander tax and stuff.
Yep.
So eventually, possibly maybe Commander could come to Arena.
Right.
And this is a step in the right direction. But even if that never happens, I'm totally pumped for this. A 1v1 Arena is going to be different. It's not multiplayer, but still. Man, I am so pumped about getting to try this.
Yeah, because they've acted whenever they've been asked about this, they're like, oh, that's going to be real hard. That's going to be way down the line. And now it's just by the end of the year, it's definitely that undersell, over-deliver sort of situation.
Absolutely.
And I am so psyched for this. I can't wait to start playing with our listeners online, if you get on that Patreon, you can chat us up on the Discord.
Patreon.com/commandersocial.
What? Get there.
All right. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. Yep. I just can't tell you that I'm super hyped for this. This is so exciting.
Word.
And I don't know. It's just really, really good stuff all the time.
You know what else it is?
#HelloDopeLit fam. Breaking news. All right. We now return you to your normally scheduled podcast.
And also for patrons this month, we're doing a special giveaway for all of our patrons.
Ooh, fat loot?
Yep, fat loots.
Oh, man.
Wait,
I should say bundle loot.
Yeah, bundle loot. And that bundle is going to be a Core 2020 bundle. So, let's see what's in here. There's an alternative art premium foil Chandra's Regulator card. Did you decide if you're going to get the promo or the real one yet, or the pack foil?
Por qué no los dos? That's what I think.
Get both?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I looked, and the OG regulators only 59 cents. So I'm definitely going to get like a foil one of those.
Yeah. So see, there's 20 premium foil and 20 regular basic lands. That's pretty sweet.
Ooh, nice.
There's 10 booster packs. There's a box, which I love these boxes. You get an oversized spin down counter, so a bigger than usual one, I guess, and 2 reference cards. So this core set was donated to us to give to you by Mothership Books and Games.
Shout out Mothership!
Right, that's our local game store. If you want to find them online, you can go to mothershipatx.com. And if you want to see them on Instagram, where they post pretty regularly, it's instagram.com/mothership. So, if you
Actually, it's Mothership ATX.
ATX, I'm sorry. Yep.
We got to do our sponsor right. So thank you so much for providing that
Agreed.
For our audience. That's so cool. And hey, man, membership has its perks, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, if you want a chance to win one of these, get into that Patreon. And also, getting the Patreon gets you more than just entry into this. You can get into our Discord server chat where we're talking about the things, the things.
Yeah, so just make sure that you've signed up and have become a patron by July 31st, and that's everybody that's in gets an equal chance to win, and one lucky patron's going to walk away with this sweet Core 2020 bundle here. So, yeah, awesome.
So if I become a patron, do I have a chance to win?
Shake my magic 8 ball here. Ask again later.
Okay, cool. Cool.
All right, so that's going to move us right on into your this week #MTG Mom moment. There'll be a dad one in a moment, but this first one is from my wife. I wasn't here for it, but it was so funny, and I know my kids so well that I can totally see it in my mind's eye. So my son was in timeout, and timeout in our house is they have to go stand by the front door, and it's usually just for a minute or something. But my son Mal was in timeout, and my daughter Veronica said to Kelly, she said, "I'll talk to him." And so then she went over to him and she said, "Stay on the door." And then she said, "This is my favorite part. Do you know why I'm here?" Because we always try to tell our kids why they're in timeout. We really don't want it to just be a punishment. We want it to be a learning opportunity. Right. And just to hear my daughter say that, I can totally picture it. And then, she was just like, "You can't put water on the floor, buddy." We have these faux wood floors, and the water will do damage. So just funny to have my daughter be the enforcer.
I know.
And the best part is my wife Kelly had to go into the other room because she was laughing so hard. And you don't want to positively reinforce punishment with them thinking it's funny.
Right.
So she just had to remove herself from the situation and just crack it up. And oh man, she sent me a text about it. And I lost it. It was so funny.
Yeah, I can just see her making that serious face and be like, "Do you know why I'm here, buddy?" That's awesome.
All right, and so now for the quick #MTG Dad moment. This one's for my son Mal. Both of my kids are doing swimming lessons. We want to make them safe in the water, and I took him today, the day that we're recording this, which is July 12th.
I think so.
We're gonna go with July 12th. Anyway, so I took him.
It's the 13th.
Okay, July 13th. Time is a construct.
Yep.
So I took him to the swim lessons, and one of the things they do, it's in a little 4-foot deep pool of water, and they drop a ring. And this time they dropped it to the bottom. Right. Usually there's a little shelf around the edge, and so he would get it from the edge, but. This time the instructor was like, "Yeah, he's coming along nicely. Go ahead and try to put it on the bottom." And I was like, "Okay." So I had my son and I did the 1, 2, 3, and then I dipped him in the water, and then I'm underwater too to get him down to the bottom, and my eyes are closed because I know there's chlorine.
Right.
And I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it, but you don't want to keep your kid underwater. So I brought him back up to the surface, and he had the ring.
Nice.
He totally got it. And I was so proud of him. Mal, I am so proud of you, buddy. I did not expect that. And, I just cannot tell you. It's so awesome to see him coming along like that. And, man, I'm just proud papa here.
Yep. That's pretty awesome.
So Zach, what's been going on in your life?
Not much, man. Last weekend we did the Rooster Teeth thing with Mothership. We played some Core 2020
Pre-release.
Yeah,
Yep.
opened some cool stuff. I got the what was it? Something scheming, the black one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Shared scheming.
Yeah, something like that. I'm definitely interested to see how that goes. But yeah, we had a good time doing that, hanging out, playing Magic with people. We met some cool people. Passed out some cards. Hopefully got some new fans. But
yeah, actually, if you met us at Rooster Teeth and you started watching or listening to the show,
thanks.
Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know. Like, that'd be super cool. And thank you.
Yeah, for sure. But the real story is today, I mentioned before, my friend John has a barbecue truck. It's Up and Smoke Barbecue. And excuse me. So his grand opening was last weekend, and I couldn't make it because I had other things. Can't remember what they're called. Obligations. Yep. So I went this weekend, and I was stopping off at Mothership to pick up that core 2020 bundle, and I was like, well, TH lives near here. I was like, well, let's see if TH wants to go to lunch.
The intern, yeah.
Yeah. And so I call him up, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just chilling. I'm like, oh, you want to go get some barbecue, man? He's like, yeah. So we go, and John makes these amazing nachos. Like, I couldn't even finish it. I mean, TH did it, which was crazy, but it's like a bunch of tortilla chips and like half a pound of brisket and like cheese and like barbecue sauce and like it was awesome.
Oh, am I drooling over here? That sounds fantastic.
No, I definitely have some in my refrigerator that I'm going to eat like when I go home after this.
Oh, totally jealous.
But so after that I'm like, Elliot, because Elliot, he does the Uber everywhere. I was like, is there anywhere else you need to go, man? Like, you need to run any errands or anything like while we're out? He's like, no, I'm good. So I take Elliot home, and then as I'm pulling out, I'm like, or as I was looking for my phone to like turn on some music, and then my phone was gone. I was like, where's my phone? So I check my Apple Watch, and I'm like, ping my phone, and so it makes that noise. Totally didn't. Like it didn't even see my phone. I was like,
oh no.
I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, what am I gonna do? I was like, I'm just gonna go back to John's food truck and like see if it's there. So I definitely tried to. And then I realized I was like, oh, my watch has cellular reception.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And so I can pair it with my AirPods, which I had. And I put them in, called John. I was like, hey, man, did I leave my phone there? And he's like, well, I don't see it anywhere. And I was like, look at the trash can. And he looks, and he's like, dude, I cannot believe you threw your phone away. Like I have a picture that's going to show up when in the editing. Like I meant to text it to you before we started recording. And the thing is, like, it's pretty impactful because I don't know if people know, but we use my phone to record these.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at it there.
That's my phone. And he just sent me a picture, and it's like my phone just nestled in the trash can, and I was just like, oh my goodness. I was like, this could have been so bad. And I was just like, thank gosh that the technology saved me of the Apple Watch and the AirPods.
Oh man, that's crazy. Oh, I'm so glad that you did not lose that phone.
Yeah, like,
wow.
I mean, I don't know. Phones are expensive, bro. I may have had to go down to like a subpar phone. Ugh, I can't do that. But that is the crazy story of what happened to me today. That was a portion. And what I think happened was I was like throwing stuff away, and like I just had it in my hand, and I was like, oh, it's also trash, except not, right? Like it was pretty bad. But thankfully we got it together. So that brings us to what does that bring us to?
Something we do every episode here on Commander Social, and that is thank our silent partner, Mr. Mike Condon.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thank you.
We really appreciate all of your hard work.
For sure. It's always good to hang out with Mike. We hung out with Mike earlier this week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just doing all kinds of stuff for the show. Yep. Hanging out, doing that bonding thing, and ordering some stuff, and including some plane tickets for MF Las Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah. We're going to see you there. So, everybody out there in audience land, if you're going to be there, please let us know. We'd love to meet you and
for
have
sure.
a game or two. And, it's just exciting times. So, that's going to move us on into a segment I like to call
Commander Rules.
All right, it's time for Commander Rules, where we talk about one of the comprehensive rules. I read it off here, and Zach tells us how it hits him. Just a deep dive into the rules. so that all of you at home know how crazy these rules are.
Nope. It's
And
not a shallow pool.
it is not. This week's episode, or this week's comprehensive rule is 717.2. And this is about the monarch, right? So there are certain cards which can make you the monarch. It says, so I'll read the first one. The monarch is a designation a player can have. There's no monarch in a game until an effect instructs a player to become the monarch.
Okay.
We all knew about that. Okay. Here's 717.2. There are 2 inherent triggered abilities associated with being the monarch. These triggered abilities have no source and are controlled by the player who was the monarch at the time the abilities triggered.
Interesting.
This is an exception to Rule 112.8.
What does that say?
Let's find out, which is the controller of an active ability on the stack is the player who activated it.
Well, since it's not being activated by a player.
Yeah, it's super weird. But okay, so the full text of these abilities are, at the beginning of the monarch's end step, that player draws a card, and whenever a creature deals combat damage to the monarch, its controller becomes the monarch. So what do you think about that?
I didn't know a lot of that. I've only really done Monarch once when you did that Monarch deck in League.
Oh, yeah, I had a Brago, the Eternal deck, and yeah, I put a bunch of monarch stuff in there because it's really hard to attack, and I had a lot of flyers and stuff.
Yeah, what's crazy to me is, though, that you had that like Monarch like headband or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the little butterfly thing, yeah.
And Ryan's wearing this thing unironically, and I'm like, you've seen Venture Brothers, right? And he's like, no. And I was like, you know about the Monarch and Venture Brothers? He was like, no. And I was like, you didn't watch Venture Brothers, dude.
True fact, to this day, I still don't know about the Monarch from the Venture Brothers.
It's like one of the funniest characters. Like, that show's great. It's weird, but it's good.
Okay, so that's it for Commander Rules this week.
Yeah.
I thought it was an interesting one.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hopefully the folks at home also enjoyed it, which is going to move us right on into not quite the main topic just yet. We're going to talk about MF Las Vegas and some of the cool things that Channel Fireball is putting on for us Commander players. So, Zach, do you want to take it away?
Yeah. So they're doing 2 things, and it feels like I definitely feel like they've listened to the player base because when we were in LA, Commander playing space was at a premium.
It definitely was. Yeah.
I mean, there were games on the floor, there were games in the dining area, but this year there's going to be a special Command Zone pass. It's going to be $79.99, which is a little pricey, but it grants you.
It's a 4-day pass.
Yeah, it's a 4. I was say, it gives you 4 days to answer to the Command Zone premium casual play area with comfortable seating and table space and access to special guests and fellow Commander fans. So we're special. We're going to be special guests, right?
Oh, I thought we were for sure going to be the fellow Commander fans.
oh no, I thought we were special guests. You get 4 on-demand Commander events, which basically you take some tickets in and they give you some packs and you distribute them accordingly. And I think they're probably just going to do that evenly. That's how I would probably do it. And another thing is you get a foil Soul Ring promo.
Oh, man, this thing looks super awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And you know what? It's by the original Soul Ring artist, Mark Tidden. And it looks fantastic.
It does. And, like, in foil, it's even better. Like, super. The only thing I wish is that it had, like, instead of the gray artifact border, they have, like, the old brown one.
Oh, that would be sweet.
I saw a mock-up of that on Twitter. It was really tight.
Was that the proxy guy?
Yep. Sure
was. Nice. Yeah, he does awesome stuff.
Yeah, I've been, like, those proxies I made that one time when I made them a long time ago, that's where I got that art from. Like, I've been following him for quite a while. Also, you get a Channel Fireball deck box.
Sweet. Yeah, totally. Okay. So are we thinking that we're going to do this Command Zone pass thing?
Yeah.
I mean, for sure, right?
For sure. Like, without a question. Like, I saw they put this up and I was like, okay, $80, done.
Yeah, I really feel like we need to get, like, sashes, that just say, like, special guest on them. Even, like...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we could actually do that. Like, that's not outside their own possibility. And I would totally wear something, like a purple sash and, like, gold letters that say, like special guest, which is kind of funny because gold and purple were the colors of my high school in Lufkin.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
So I'm used to wearing those colors. And then there's a second thing that I think this is more if you want to or not. Friday night there's gonna be a Commander party. Obviously, if there's a party with the word Commander in front of it, we're gonna be there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a Commander party if Zach's not there, for sure.
True. For sure. Like, I'm just gonna go nuts. Like, I'm pretty sure that they said there was a cash bar.
Yeah, I did see that.
So I think that you go to the bar and they give you cash.
That's the way I interpret it.
Yeah, same.
I'm definitely going to be hitting that up. I want some cash.
Yeah, for sure. So if you and this package cost $59.99. So you get some good stuff with it though. You get a random Commander 2019 deck.
Yeah, that's like a $40 value right there.
Yeah, exactly. You get comfortable tables with snacks and that cash bar. I don't know if
Cha-ching!
Yep, right. Just I'm gonna be like, let me have some beer peanuts and $100 bill, please. You also get a live Q&A with Gavin Verhey.
Oh man, that's gonna be so awesome!
It is. Like, I'm gonna think of some of the most random questions to ask.
Actually, this is a chance for the audience out there. If you've got some questions that you want us to ask Gavin,
yeah, for sure. Let us know.
Yeah, put it in the comments of the video, or hit us up on Twitter.
Or become a patron and
post it in the chat. Yeah,
post it in Discord. So you get that. There are tons of special guests. There's gonna be door prizes. So does that mean you win a door?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit that in my suitcase on the way home.
Right? Like I've wondered that. Like,
maybe we can mail the doors to ourselves.
Yeah, like I've seen people win those like really big, like oversized cards, and I'm like, how does that person get that home? But
a door's even bigger than that.
More than that. Like I don't know, but I will say I do want to win a door so I can cut a hole in it for my cat to come in and out of my room.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, so I do need that because doors are not cheap. You also get a non-foil Soul Ring promo. I mean, it's still tight. Like I think that. So if you do both, you end up getting 2. I think that's great. You get some Channel Fireball sleeves because you're gonna want to sleeve up your deck. I would recommend bringing your own Perfect Fits. I will be doing that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then you get deck box to put it all in, and you get one of those like drawstring backpack things that THO was always wearing.
Yeah, so that's like all you need, right? It's like a deck, some sleeves, a deck box, and a bag. Like you're kind of set to go. You can just show up to this thing with just maybe like a pocket full of dice. Yeah,
because like if you do the math on it, the deck's gonna be $40. You'd pay $10 for sleeves, so that's $50. You're gonna get that promo Soul Ring, the deck box, and the drawstring bag. Like, honestly, it feels worth it.
It feels like a pretty good deal. Yeah. And if you only get like even $20 back from the cash bar, like you're coming out on top.
For sure. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm on with those Benjamins, baby. That's what I want. So, what do you guys think about these, right? Like, the community has definitely asked for something similar to this in the past, Let us know on Twitter, on Discord, in the video.
Yeah,
comments.
If you're going to be at MF Las Vegas, are you going to participate in these? Let us know. I know for sure we are.
Yeah, we definitely are.
And a huge thank you to Channel Fireball for putting that together because
absolutely.
I'm really excited to have a dedicated play space, honestly.
Yeah.
I really am.
Yeah, like I'm really glad that they got together with Jimmy and Josh and figured this out to be what would be the most optimal situation for Commander players. And I think that's what they've given us.
I bet you it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy awesome. So that brings us to our main topic, the A1 bold predictions about Commander 2019.
Bold.
So before we get into the bold, you gotta state the obvious, right? Things that we know that are for really real going to happen. So, Ryan, what's the first thing that we for really real know is going to happen?
All right. Well, we know that it's releasing August 23rd, which is the same weekend as MF Las Vegas.
Correct.
We know that the promo Soul Ring from MS Las Vegas will not be used in the Commander 2019 product.
Yep. And that's about it. That's all we know.
And I think we know it's going to be 4 decks.
Yeah, well, I put that under... I feel that's a reasonable assumption. They haven't outright said that, but 4 feels like the right number because if you got 5, you and 4 friends go and buy all 5 decks, and then you have an awkward game, right?
Well, the winner of the game just gets that extra deck, right? No, I think I saw some. I think I saw some art where they had the 4 boxes and they had the window white and it was 4. So
okay,
so I think for sure we know there's going to be 4,
right? I think another reasonable assumption would be that there'd be multiple viable commanders in each deck. There always have been.
Yeah, historically, that has been the case. It'd be really weird to see a departure from that now, even if they're just reprints, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Which they've done in the past. But I always look forward to those cards.
And I think our last one is, I don't think we're going to get Planeswalkers again as commanders. We got that last time.
And there was the time before.
Yeah, so that was the second time. I think this time they're not going to do that, especially with all those War of the Spark Planeswalkers coming out. Like,
It'd be really weird to do 2 sets of Planeswalkers in a row.
I agree. So that brings us to our bold predictions.
Our Heinz Ketchup A1 bold predictions.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the things is our patrons got to get in on this episode, right? We actually asked them to give us their bold predictions.
Yep.
And we're going to relay them to you here. So do you want to take the first one?
Yeah. TH the intern, who was a patron. Thank you, TH. Sorry for hitting my mic. But his bold prediction is that they are going to be monocolored decks.
That is bold. I don't think that's going to happen because, like, you know, it's reasonable to assume, and I don't know how reasonable this is, but it's, you know, if there's 5 colors of Magic, roughly, like, it probably roughly goes that, like, some certain people have a, you know, favorite color, and it's probably spread across all 5. And if you only have 4 decks, then what are you going to do, right? Like,
well, let me ask you this, Ryan. Is a mono white EDH deck really an EDH deck?
That's a good point. You know, it certainly could be. But yeah, I think that monocolor decks they did in the past were sweet. I liked them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing that again.
Same.
But I'm not exactly sure how that would happen. With the 4 deck setup, they might have to do 5 one year. But you know me, I love a monocolor deck. So
you know what would be sweet? A completely colorless deck.
Wait till we get into the bold predictions later.
To be fair, I haven't looked at all of Ryan's bold predictions.
Okay, so what's the next one?
Let's see. Joe Hoffman and I spoke, and he thinks that each deck will be themed by a plane. Like, one will be based in, like, Lorwyn. One will be based in, like, New Phyrexia. One could be based in Ravnica. One could be based...
Innistrad?
Yeah, Innistrad. Like, the real popular ones. You know, Kamigawa. No, I'm just kidding. I think that's a bold prediction in and of itself as well. I think that would be neat.
It'd be really cool to, like, see all the different art that gets used. You know, I think it might be hard to have reprints that way. Like, but I don't know. I still think that'd be super cool. Like, or even if they're not just, like, themed based on a plane, just be, like, Vorthos themed.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. What's next? You got the next one.
Up next is a bold prediction by one of our patrons, Mr. Big Bents.
This is not just A1 bold. This is A1 with Tabasco bold.
Oh, yeah. Andy went deep on this.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. So he says each deck will have one of the following themes. There's going to be a tribal deck, a hard control deck, a vehicles deck, and a 7-piece combo.
Yeah.
Which is what you can get at your local KFC.
Yep.
I don't know.
Where you get that restaurant? What's that restaurant with all the stuff on the wall?
Shenanigans?
Yeah.
It's got dredge. But I don't know, actually. I mean, I think that Andy's taking a shot here. He's calling it. Actually, later when we get into my bold predictions, I'm going to do something similar. And I don't know. Like, some of these could be right. It'd be really interesting to see a vehicles deck. That'd be cool.
Bro, how many bold predictions? You have way more than I do. I have a second one that's not in the notes that I just thought of.
Oh, all right. Yeah. That is bold.
Right. That's how I roll.
So speaking of that, what is your bold prediction for Commander 2019?
So how are we going to go back and forth, or am I going to do both mine and then you do all yours? How do you want to do it?
Let's go back and forth.
Okay, that's what I think.
We make our predictions back and forth.
I was going to say beads. I whip my beads back and forth. I didn't bring the abacus. We didn't have to do any math tonight. So my first bold prediction is that there are going to be 4 color decks, and they're going to have partner commanders with, like, each commander overlaps in one color. So, like, your Tiller, right? That's everything but green.
Okay, yep. So blue, black, red, white.
Yeah, so you'd have, like, a blue, black, red one, and then
a blue, black, white one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so 3 color partner commanders.
Yeah.
In each of the decks.
Yeah.
Wow, that is bold.
So you'd have 2 commanders, right, as partners and then you'd have other, like, single commanders that are, like, 4 colors in there too.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, they have done the 4 color decks in the past. And again, this falls under that. It's really hard to do 4 of them because there's 5 4-color combinations, right?
Well, I'm sure one of them is, like, got some Naya stuff in it that stinks.
I mean, that I suppose. I think the other thing is like 3-color partners is super crazy too, because like you could take any 3-color partner and then partner it with a 2-color from the previous set, and you'd have a 5-color deck. So there's some interesting stuff there. This feels very bold. This feels like super bold.
That's what's going to happen, bro. Gavin, if you're listening, I need you to make this happen, man. That's only my first question. I have more.
Oh, like for MF Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wait, was that a question? That phrase is? I don't know. So what's your first bold prediction, Ryan?
All right. Well, my first A1 bold prediction for Commander 2019 is that we are going to get the enemy crowd lands. Those are the lands from Battle Bond, and they tap to add 2 colors of mana, and they come into play untapped if you have 2 or more opponents.
Okay. That seems pretty cool. Like on the level of boldness, like 1 out of 4 bottles of A1, what level would you say that is?
Is 1 bottle the boldest, or is 4 the boldest?
4 is the boldest.
This is definitely a 3-bottle prediction, for sure. This is bold, but here's my thinking. So, the original Crowdlands were a hit.
Yeah.
They're super good, actually, and I think if we don't see the enemy ones, it would be cool to see some reprints of the original Allied colored ones.
Yeah.
Because they're all really expensive too.
Are they?
Yeah, they're like $10+.
Really?
Yeah, us commanders like our mana fixing.
I guess that's true.
And I'm telling you, like, I think they're really good. And having the enemy colored ones in this product actually makes sense, right? Because they're new, but also like I don't know how many new cards they can relegate to create, like, you know, art wise, like to like get the artists to do the art and stuff.
Yeah.
For a commander product, I don't know how many they can do. And if you take up 5 of those with lands, you know, so it's very bold, this prediction. But it's something I'd love to see.
Yeah. What do you think about mine? How many balls of A1 bold was mine? 4?
6?
Yeah, 6. Okay.
4?
Yeah.
4 is the maximum. I'm going to say 4.
All right. So my next one. Hold on, I gotta remember. Oh, so my next bold prediction is that it's kind of a spin-off of Joe Hoffman's.
Okay. All right.
Each deck will come with 5 plane chase cards meant to be combined with all of them, and when you play them, you basically are playing plane chase.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. Right? Okay, something like that would be super sweet. And also, like, the deck comes with those oversized cards already, and I think you could fit a plane chase card in there.
Yep.
Oh man, and like, so it's like a Voltron thing. Like, you get the full deck of it if you buy all 4 decks.
Yep.
Oh man, that'd be a sweet. Yeah, that is a bold prediction.
That's
to be sure.
That's a super bold, but that's I would be overjoyed. Like I still haven't played regular plane chase, and like I want to so bad. In Vegas, we'll do it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay.
All right.
So that brings me to my second bold prediction. And I think there's going to be a cycle of 5 monocolored partner commanders. Right? So I feel like monocolored partner commanders are less dangerous than 3-color ones.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, I'm going to combine this red one with, you know, Tymna to make a Mardu deck. Right? So it's not going to like make all these immediate 5-color decks. And I think the design space is easier. For monocolored partners. So maybe this is just wishful thinking. This is like something I want.
Right.
Although again, this is hard to fit in that 4-deck paradigm.
Well, I mean, they would have to be supplement commanders, right? Like extra ones in the 99 probably.
Yeah, absolutely. They wouldn't be designed to be the lead singer of the deck, right? Like they would just be in the 99, kind of like a lieutenant, right? Like those cards that have the lieutenant.
Yeah, so they're not Axl Rose. They're who's the guy who plays guitar for him?
Slash?
Yeah, they'd be Slash.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So, I don't know. This is just something I think would be cool. This is pretty bold. I think this is probably a 2.5 A1 bottle bold prediction, I think. Definitely more unlikely than likely. So, I'm going to put it just on the other side. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty neat one. I have another one.
You do?
Yeah, I just came up with it.
All right, let's hear it.
Hold on, I forgot what it was. Dang. What was it?
Well, I can tell you that if monocolored partners did come into play, I think that they would be really neat, and I filled the air. So go ahead.
Yeah, I came up with it. Thank you. Thank you. So I think that a new kind of commander will be introduced. Not a partner, but a triplet commander. You could run 3 of them.
Okay, and they're all named Sen?
Yeah, I was definitely going to make that joke. I was like, there's definitely like Sin 1, Sin 2, and Sin 3.
Thunder Stealer.
Yeah, dang.
Oh, sorry.
Beat me to that joke.
You know, that'd be interesting. Like, it only partners with 2 other partners or something, but it can't be by itself. There's some weirdness there. Like, and you can't cast it unless one of the other partners is in play, or I don't know.
Well, if you had to cast, you could only cast one if another partner was already in play. Like, you're never going to cast any of them, right? Because one would have to get into play somehow.
Oh, I thought you meant like it'd be a triplet that goes with the original partners, like the previous ones.
No, I'm thinking a 3-color deck with 3 partners.
Ooh, interesting. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Seems unlikely, but it might be. Also, I really feel like Gavin watches our videos and probably the whole like product design team. Even though they do these sets probably a year in advance, right? The stuff that we're talking about now is probably not going to show up in the Commander 2019 stuff, but Commander 2020
or 2021,
it's going to be the Commander Social Commander decks.
Oh, sure.
They're going to put a little logo on it.
Oh, I sincerely doubt that. But okay, so let's move on into the rest of my bold predictions here. And this is really just like one more prediction, but I thought, why not like take a swing for the fences and just see if I could name all 4 themes of the decks, right?
Okay.
So, as I alluded to earlier, one of my shot calls here, or pointing towards the stands out there, is there's going to be a colorless deck, right?
That'd be cool.
That's something they've never done. It'd be really hard, but it'd be a cool way to get like some artifact reprints, and like getting 3 new colorless commanders could definitely happen.
Yeah.
Maybe even like some Eldrazi something.
Yeah, like it'd have to, like, even if like Kozilek was your commander, right? Like, it could be done.
I mean, it could. I really think it would be 3 fresh new commanders. I don't think.
Yeah, that's why.
Maybe Karn, like the OG Karn, that's like a 4/4 that becomes a.
Oh man,
Karn Silver Golem.
Yeah, one of those in foil.
All right, so that's my first shot call. The next one is, and I'm predicting all 4 of the decks. Right? There's no way I'm going to be wrong on any of this. I'm sure that we'll come back and revisit this in a future video and see just how wrong or just how bold these predictions are.
Right.
My next prediction is that there will be a 5-color elemental deck with Horde of Notions as a reprint to be the commander in there, but there will be another commander. The oversized commander for that deck will be something new. But anyway, so right now we've seen it in the past, right? We saw Edgar Markov when vampires were in standard, right? And so that's why I'm doing this shot call, because we've got a lot of elementals happening in Core 2020, right? Like the new Omnath Locus of the Royal, right? The Teamer one. And why not just have like a 5-color elemental deck? Like, I think it could totally happen. So, and yeah, that's my call. Okay, so there's 4 of them. We got a couple more. My next prediction for one of the themes of the Commander 2019 decks is that there's going to be a red-green werewolf deck.
Oh,
yeah, man. This is one that we just kind of haven't hit the nail on the head yet to get like a really perfect commander for this. So I feel like this is the year. And if you release it in a commander product, you can go all out. You can have like some werewolf, like tribal enchantments, definitely like 3 cool commanders that could lead it. And it's something that I think would just please a lot of players. So this one I feel is like more on the less bold side. Like, I think this is definitely something that could happen. And my final A1 bold prediction for Commander 2019, the 4th theme, is that there will be an Esper hard control deck. This was actually kind of inspired by Mr. Big Bent's, right? And also because this is how I balanced out my 4 decks, right?
Yeah.
There's a 5-color, a colorless, a red-green, and an Esper. And that way it's all balanced color-wise. Right. So the last one is kind of more of a just like, okay, for balance reasons, Esper control, maybe a couple of the new uncommon planeswalkers from War of the Spark could be in there or something. Maybe even like see a couple of new planeswalkers or something.
That'd be cool.
Maybe see like a reveal about the Wanderer. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I want to see that.
Fibblethip as a planeswalker, perhaps.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
All right, so so that's my bold predictions.
I have one more bold prediction.
You got one more? All right, hit me with a ZT.
I feel like we should have done this. I think there'll be an Orzhov people holding fence tribal deck.
Oh, for sure.
Like you feel holding pieces of fences, just getting in there.
Yeah, you got your wooden fence, your wrought iron fence pieces. Definitely like
Bits of stone.
Yeah, marble columns.
Yeah. I mean, a fence can be made out of anything. Glass. So that brings us to our next section, right? As we were wanting to do, we were doing the top 8 reprints we want for Commander 2018. 19.
Yeah, 2019.
2019.
That's what year it is. Yep.
So, like, you know, we were going to do top cards we thought might actually get reprinted, but we have no idea on the themes of the decks.
So yeah, that turns out that's harder to do than we thought.
Yeah. So we were doing the top 8 business. So
we're going to do this secret list style like we do here on Commander Social. I don't know what's on Zach's list. He doesn't know what's on mine. And these are our top 8 cards. We're going to go from 8 to 1, right?
Yep.
And we're going to go with what we want to see reprinted in Commander 2019. And I think there's a good chance that there's going to be a lot of good reprints in this set. Yep. I know that was one of the things that Gavin said in the article, that, you know, the feedback from the community was that there should be more reprints. And so, and he said there would be. So I'm actually really excited to see what happens with that this year.
And he told me in that interview there were going to be good reprints.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So if there aren't, I'm going to be like, dude, you told me to my face wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's not going to happen.
No, it's not. I have faith. So I've already got my phone up, so I'll do mine first.
All right. Sounds good.
So number 8 is Soul Catcher's Orrery. You know what that does?
Yeah, it's 1 and a white for an enchantment, and anytime a creature dies, you put a feather counter on it, and all flying creatures you control get +1/+1 for each feather counter on it.
It's pretty close. Whenever a bird is put into your graveyard from play, put a feather counter on Soul Catcher's Orrery. All birds get +1/+1 for each feather counter on Soul Catcher's Orrery.
Oh no! I already see where this is going.
Where are we going, Ryan?
Hashtag Bird Tribal.
Right? Dun, dun, dun.
All right. Okay. All right. So my first one on the list is a card called Sneak Attack.
Sneak Attack?
Yep. It's a red.
Really?
It's a red enchantment. It's 3 and a red. And you can spend a red, and you may put a creature card from your hand on the battlefield. That creature gains haste. Sacrifice that creature at the beginning of the next end step.
I like it. I'd love to see that card reprint. I played with that back when Urza Saga was like legal. Like I built a deck around it. It was so much fun.
Oh man, Sneak Attack is great, and it's my number 8. I think that a reprint of that would be fun, and you know you could put it in the red-green werewolf deck and have some big giant werewolves or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. Notice I just said the red-green werewolf deck like it's actually gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean it might. We don't know yet. We don't know. So my next card is a card called Airborne Aid. You know what that does?
Is it draw a card for each flying creature you control?
Nope. It's a 3 and a blue. Sorcery. Draw a card for each bird in play.
Oh, okay. So for each bird, not just flying creature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Birds.
All right. So angels and demons and angry birds do not count.
No. Or super, super angry birds.
So I feel like one of your bold predictions definitely should have been there's going to be a bird tribal deck.
No, man, that's just not going to happen.
All right. So my number 7 is a card called Maze of Ith. This is a land, and you can tap it to untap a target attacking creature. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to and dealt by that creature this turn.
I mean, I think that's a bold prediction. I think if anything, they'd reprint Mystifying Maze.
Probably. I mean, yeah, Maze of Ith is definitely, but it's up there in price, right? So actually, you're going to notice my list is more financially oriented.
Mine too.
Birdnaturally oriented.
Yeah, right?
All right. So what's next on your list of top 8 reprints that you want to see?
Sawtooth Loon. Sawtooth Loon is 2, a white and a blue for a creature bird, 2/2.
Okay. Yep.
Flying, as birds are wont to do. When Sawtooth Loon enters the battlefield, return a white or blue creature you control to its owner's hand. When Sawtooth Loon enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library. I think that's sweet.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like got gating like back from the invasion block.
Yeah.
All right, next up on my list of cards I want to see reprinted is Parallel Lives.
I like that card.
This is 3 and a green for an enchantment. If an effect would put 1 or more tokens onto the battlefield under your control, it puts twice that number instead.
Interesting. So would that work with infect tokens?
No.
Because I don't control those, right?
Well, and they're counters. They're not tokens.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. This is basically just like a token doubler for, all your soldiers or elves or
People
beasts.
holding sticks.
Yeah, or gate people with pieces of gates in their hand. Yeah,
bits of wood.
Elemental tokens would work with this. This is just a great card, and it's creeping up there in price. And if you'll notice, I'm kind of trying to I'm putting like kind of one of each color and category on my list.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too. White and blue. White and blue, baby.
All right, so what's next on your list?
Distant Melody. It's a sorcery for 3 and a blue. Choose a creature type. Draw a card for each permanent you control of that type. That type's going to be bird.
Oh, gosh. All right. Okay. So up next on my list, I've got Patriarchs Bidding. This is 3 black for a sorcery. Each player chooses a creature type.
Bird.
Each player returns all creature cards of that type chosen this way from his or her graveyard to play.
I like it.
This is a great card.
It is.
It's getting up there in price again. It's costly.
What's it at?
It's like 20 something.
Jeez. Because I was like, I put that in my vampire deck.
Yeah, no, this card's great, and tribal decks are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the kind of thing that you could totally see if they did a tribal deck.
Yeah.
They'd reprint it.
For sure.
Or it's something that would be a good target for a reprint, right?
I agree.
All right. What's up next?
All right. So,
I shudder to ask.
So this card is a financially motivated one. It's called Herald's Horn. It was printed originally in Commander 2017.
Okay.
It's like at $20.
Is it really?
Yeah, it'd been high for a while, but it's at like 20 now, and it was only in the cat deck.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So it's 3 for an artifact. As Herald's Horn enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Bird. Creature spells you cast of the chosen type cost 1 colorless mana to cast, and since all birds are like 1 and a color, they're just gonna be a color now.
Okay.
At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card of the chosen type, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. I think that card's sweet for any tribal, but yeah, definitely like $20 seems a little much for that. I'd like to see the price come down on it.
Yeah, actually, that one's a real one. Like that one definitely could see play.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So up next on my list, I've got Gauntlet of Power. This is a 5-mana artifact, and when it comes to play, choose a color. Creatures of the chosen color get +1/+1, and whenever a basic land is tapped for mana of the chosen color, its controller adds 1 mana of that color to his or her mana pool.
That's pretty sweet. I was looking at that card recently for some reason.
Probably because you're building a mono black deck?
Yeah, I think that was it. How much is that card?
Yeah, it's in the $20-ish range.
Oh, that's one of the ones I cut.
Yeah, it's really expensive. It's awesome if you make monocolored decks like I like to do.
Yeah.
And maybe doesn't really fit with my predicted themes. But you know what?
But you want it.
Yeah, I do. And I think it would be a good card. And I think that probably some of the reprints will be financially motivated, and I could definitely see this one happening.
Yep. My next one is Cryptic Gateway. Do you know this one?
It's like a 2-mana artifact, and you can tap 2 creatures and put a creature card from your hand into play that shares a type with it.
That's exactly right, except it's a 5-mana
artifact. It's a 5-mana artifact. Okay.
Yeah. So tap 2 and tap creatures you control, and then put one of the same type into play. Like, obviously birds, but like I think that card's sweet. And most of the cards on my list aren't that expensive. They were in like at most $2 to $3, usually closer to 50 cents.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if that says something about my chosen theme, but whatever.
Well, Bird Tribal, it could be a budget deck for sure.
All right. What's your next one?
All right. Up next, I've got a doozy here.
Oh, yeah?
All right. This is my blue include on the list.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
I think that Consecrated Sphinx is going to get a reprint.
Really?
Yes.
Is that a want or like you really think it's going to get reprinted?
Honestly, like, there are cards that I targeted here, and actually, so I have some honorable mentions, but
of course you do.
Yeah, of course I do. But so I think this one definitely could be reprinted.
Yeah,
and I think its price is pretty high, and I don't think it's really played anywhere other than Commander. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, same for Ristic Study, but I think the creature makes more sense because you can deal with creatures a little bit easier than you can our enchantment.
Yeah, and just for the listeners at home, Consecrated Sphinx is 4 blue for a creature Sphinx that's 4/6 with flying, and whenever an opponent draws a card, you may draw 2 cards. Yeah, this is like a blue staple, and I think a reprint here in Commander would make a ton of sense.
Right.
And I definitely wouldn't mind having another one of these. So, yeah, what do you think?
I think that's good. I like that.
All right, what's up next on your list?
So, if you're building a bird commander deck, you obviously need a bird commander.
All right.
So I have. Do you know who I have? Who do you think?
I saw your screen, but I would have been able to guess Kingi, the Airy Keeper.
Yep.
I could not tell you what this card does for the life of me, though.
Yeah, this card, like I don't even know what's going on in this art. But Kingi costs 2, a white, and a blue. For a creature legend, kicker 2x, flying. When Kingi Area Keeper comes into play, if you pay the kicker cost, put X feather counters on it. All birds get +1/+1 for each feather counter on Kingi Area Keeper.
Yep, that seems right. That is definitely your bird commander tribal.
Yeah, for sure.
Your bird tribal commander for sure.
Yep.
All right, so up next on my list, we're down to the final two on my list, and this one goes out to our boy JLK. I think Bokken Ori should be reprinted, and I would absolutely love to have more of these. It's in the right price range to be reprinted. It's going to be unbalancing though if it's like Commander Product is maybe not the best place to reprint this. Maybe something like a Conspiracy or like a Battle Bond would be a better place for this.
I think so.
But I love this card so much, and it'd be really cool, and it's in my personal spell book, and it's a 4-mana artifact that says you may cast non-land cards as though they had flash.
Yeah, I think that would be real cool. I don't really see it being printed in this set, but like, and also especially with Leyline of Anticipation just being reprinted.
That's a fair point.
Also, Leyline of Anticipations, as of this moment, they are sub $3. Get them in your card.
Yeah, absolutely. It is time. After we're done filming, I'm going to go pick up a couple, I think.
Oh, yeah? Just a couple?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a couple could be anything.
I mean, it could be 2. A couple's 2, right? I mean,
I'll pick up a few then. How about that?
You and your wife are a couple. I'm not a part of that.
What's next on your list?
This is an alternate commander for Bird Tribal. Did you see it?
I did.
Dang. Grand Arbiter Augustin the Fourth.
Boo!
I don't know why. This card's so funny. It's because the name, I think, because it's the 4th. It's 2 white, blue, legendary creature, human advisor. White spells you cast. Oh, it's a 2/3. White spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Blue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast. I think that's pretty sweet. I mean, it's definitely as Matt would say, a scumbag thing to do.
But you know what? If it's helming Bird Tribal, maybe it's okay.
Yeah, right? Maybe.
Probably still going to get that hate, but then your deck's like not super powerful, so it's going to be really hard to like fight off the hate. I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of what Commander Sinjar's thought with it, they each like made a shirt with their like signature saying or whatever, and Max's was like "Scumbags Unite," and I definitely bought that shirt.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
I'm definitely gonna wear it. Probably when we're in Vegas and probably on the show at some point.
Awesome. Yeah, that actually I did see that. Okay. All right. So now we're down to the top one on my list.
Okay.
Any predictions? Any A1 bold predictions about what Ryan wants reprinted?
I'm gonna say Snapcaster Mage.
Okay. That is an excellent choice. It is not the number one on my list. I would love to see it happen. I think it's probably too pricey to be reprinted at this point
I
for
agree.
a commander deck.
I agree.
But man, I would love that. All right. So the top card on my list is Fairies Protection. It's 2 and a white for an instant. Until your next turn, your life total can't change, and you have protection from everything. All permanents you control phase out, and you exile Fairies Protection. This is also a very expensive card.
How much is it up to now?
It's like 50. But it's only ever been printed in a commander set. And
there's a promo.
Is there a Judge promo? Yeah, okay. Yeah. But it's only been like widely available from like a single commander deck.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe it could belong again in another commander deck. I don't know. I would love to see it reprinted. I'd love to have more of this card. It's also kind of a staple, it feels like, in white decks because its effect is so unique.
Yeah, and white decks need all the help they can get.
Yeah, so that's number one on my list.
And so you want to know my real number one, the card that I want reprinted more than any card ever.
Ooh, yeah, no, I want to hear this.
You have a guess?
More than any card ever?
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's not on the reserved list.
Fetch lands?
Oh gosh, enemy fetch lands. That'd be awesome. No, it is Cyclonic Rift.
Oh, I almost put this for blue.
Yeah, because they're definitely like $20 a piece. So, and it's definitely a blue staple, right? I'm not even gonna read Cyclonic Rift. You know what it does, but like they're like $20, right? And I think if you reprint it now, they'll go sub 10, like maybe $7 to $8, and then they'll come back up to like maybe 15 for a while and stay there. And the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, I have like my Magic collection, and then I have my Cyclonic Rift collection. So like I'm not necessarily hurting for them, but you know, more Cyclonic Rifts. You never have enough of those.
I honestly considered putting it on my list. I believe it's been included in Commander decks in the past.
It has.
So it's definitely something reasonable to be included in a Commander deck, and I wouldn't mind seeing it. The only problem that I see with it, and this is not a reason that it couldn't happen, is just that card is super powerful, and so if you're trying to balance these 4 decks to like have game against each other, if one of the decks has Cyclonic Rift, that's tough.
I mean, if one of them has Rift, and one of them has Fairies Protection, and then the 2 others have some sort of maybe new cards that do some sort of kind of effect like that like kind of balances out. I think that would be real cool.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So shall we do my 2 honorable mentions here?
2?
Yeah, they're short though.
Snapcaster Mage?
No. They are both blue cards, though. So my list only included 1 blue card, and there are a bunch of blue cards I want to see reprinted.
Right.
So that's where the honorable mentions come from.
We are blue mages.
That is the truth. All right. So first up is Ristic Study.
Yeah.
Right. We all know what this does. It's 2 and a blue, and it's an enchantment. Whenever an opponent plays a spell, you may draw a card unless that player pays 1. The reason I put it in honorable mentions is that it's kind of like annoying to play against, and if you make these decks for like as an introduction thing for newer players, I feel like they wouldn't include it, you know?
Yeah. Well, to me, so the only really annoying part about Ristic Study is the Ristic Study player having to ask every time, are you going to pay the 1? Are you going to pay the 1? Are you going to pay the 1? Like, to me, that's the only really annoying thing about it.
And that is definitely the annoying thing I was referring to, for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, I think that, I think it's tougher for newer players.
Yeah, exactly. To remember that trigger every time. I mean, I've been playing since 1994, and I miss that trigger sometimes.
All the time. I always miss it. So, all right. And my last card here for honorable mentions is Phantasmal Image. This is 1 in a blue for a 0/0 creature illusion. You may have Phantasmal Image enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's an illusion in addition to its other types, and it gains when this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. It's a 2-mana clone that comes with that illusion text.
Yeah.
It's a pricey card these days. It's
really?
like $14 or $15.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I have some of those.
And I wouldn't mind having more. And it's the kind of card that I think could go well in a Commander product, and it's pretty simple and straightforward. So that's what tops off my honorable mentions.
I'm surprised you didn't have Clever Impersonator.
I do love that card. So like my list was very financially motivated.
Yeah, for sure.
And so Clever Impersonator is like not quite at that level. Like it would definitely be a welcome reprint for sure.
Like, was it like $7, something like that?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. That is it for our top 8 reprints we want to see in Commander 2019. Listeners and viewers out there in audience land, what would you like to see reprinted? Right?
Let us know.
Hit us up in the comments of this video. Hit us up on Twitter. Post in the Patreon chat on our Discord server.
Yep.
Definitely let us know, because I feel like this is a really interesting topic, and I think seeing this stuff on social media would be really beneficial for other folks. So yeah definitely hit us up.
So that brings us to a real quick
Zack gets it together.
So it's been a busy couple of weeks. You know, we've been getting the Patreon together. We did Rooster Teeth Fest last weekend. 4th of July was before that. So I haven't been able to really get it together per se, or work on getting it together. But I will say, at the pre-release, Ryan and I were paired against each other. And
as always happens.
Yeah, it usually happens. Even when we like draft, we'll get paired against each other. And usually Ryan just hands me my butt. Like I'm just like sitting there, and he's like handing me my butt, and I'm like, how am I still sitting here? And I beat Ryan game 1 at this period. It was
this is a true fact. That did happen.
Yeah, like I'm sure you guys saw Ryan on Twitter. He had a pretty disappointed look on his face. So obviously something is getting together in Zach's business. So we played. I won game 1. Then we went to game 2. I'm not real good at remembering, other things other than who won. But I didn't win game 2 because I misdid my attacks. Elliot TH was watching, and he was like, no, you should have gone with both of your guys. And I was like, oh, dang. I was like, can I take it back? And I was like, no. I was like, okay.
Yeah, the way that, you weren't going to win that turn, but it definitely would have forced a block on my part that I didn't want to make.
Yeah.
And I would have had to trade with you to protect my life total. And so then the game definitely could have gone a different way from that.
Yeah.
But because I did draw a decent card after that, I was able to pull that game out.
Yeah,
for sure.
because we were at like 1 and 2, right? And you kept coming. You like came back up to 6, and I'd knock you back down a little bit. And then game 3 was just a blowout. Like I definitely London mulliganed and didn't get what I need. And I was just like, well, we'll see what happens. And then Brian's like, hey man, I got something for you. And I was like, oh, what is it? And he's like, it's your butt.
Yeah, it's true. You know what though? I will say, I honestly like there were multiple times during that match I was like really nervous. Like I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna win this, and if I don't, Zach is never gonna let me hear the end of it.
Right.
And yeah, for sure, man. Like I definitely noticed that you had gotten better and that you were trying to like assign the role of the beatdown and stuff. So
Yeah.
I do think that you're getting better, and actually seeing it like really made me proud.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Because I mean, I don't know. Ryan used to call me the bye. I don't know why. Because I think even it was an NSYNC bye reference. I don't know. It's weird. So, yeah, that's pretty much the end of the show. Definitely want to thank you for sticking around. If you're watching it, you know it's kind of a longer YouTube video, so you know maybe watch it in pieces. I don't know, but I definitely am glad that you do that. We definitely put a lot of work in it. You know, if you like the video, please give us a like. You know, subscribe to the channel, hit the dingy bell thing. Like, I'm definitely working on some supplemental videos that you'll want to hear about that are outside of our weekly podcast. So,
And if you really love the video, definitely check out our Patreon at patreon.com/commandersocial.
thank you, Jason Alt. Thank you. I didn't know you were going to be on tonight, but I'm glad you're here. So, yeah, that's it. So, you know, if you want to get a hold of me individually, I'm at Z4CK38.
And individually, I'm at Green Geek.
And together we're at Commander Social. So this is Zach and Ryan saying,
Keep it social.